An issue has been lingering in the LEGO community for a really long time, and I want to address that in this video. And that has to do with army building. So, this isn't an issue that can just be resolved by calling out a YouTuber who's doing something wrong. This is more of an individual issue that we all need to resolve ourselves. So, let me explain. Obviously, when you type in LEGO Star Wars Clone Army or you just watch any Clone Army video, you're probably going to see something like this. And these are people who've just built up their armies over many years or even sometimes just 7 days. And it's easy to compare yourself to these people when watching these videos. And I don't really blame you for that. It's human nature. I don't blame anyone for that. Because I've done it myself. But as of recently, I've kind of realized that it's really not an apples to apples comparison. Not just for one reason, not just for two reasons, but for a variety of reasons that I want to go over in this video. And these are some things that are going on behind the scenes that you might not have even realized are even happening. So let me start with myself. This is the reason that I have a large clone army. This is kind of where I've started posting my clone army on YouTube. I had been collecting since 2009. It's been 15 years that I've been collecting LEGO Star Wars, and I only started posting my collection in 2021, or at least my clone army. And this is what it looked like at the time, which from what I've seen, this is well above average already. Which, I mean, I had been collecting a long time. I'd been collecting LEGO for years and years and years at this point. So that's probably why it is above average at this point. But according to what I've seen, especially through what people have been posting on my Discord server, if you have an army larger than 1 gray base plate, you're already well above average. That's what it looks like to me. So, that's where I kind of started posting my clone army, and from there, it had kind of been exponential growth for some reasons that I'm going to explain. So, this is when it got to 200 minifigures, or over 200 minifigures at the time. And that is because these minifigures over here are decaled minifigures. And decaling is a process where you make minifigures by hand with official parts. Or you can use official parts or you can use knockoff parts. But I personally, right now, use all official parts. Unless it's literally impossible, like for helmets and stuff. So this is when my army started to grow exponentially because of that reason. Because it's really cheap to make these minifigures. All you really need is, you need a bit of money. I'm not going to lie. But you also, it mainly emphasizes on time. So I was just trading time for minifigures, essentially, at that point. And that's when it got up to this large, which that was last year. And now it is this large, which is 1,000 minifigures. And you will be surprised to hear why it is so large, even after all that I've said. Because half of this clone army is just here for atypical reasons. So let me explain it. These 4 base plates back here, except for these rows of clones right here, these 3 rows of OG clones right here, are actually official minifigures, but everything else is custom minifigures. Now, you may be thinking, a lot of you guys are probably custom minifigure fans. You're like, well, that means it's worth more because custom minifigures are sold for more. But that's actually not the case because I made many of these myself, and I have affiliation with some brands that can give me discounts or sometimes even give me free minifigures. It's rare that that happens, but it might be less and less rare as my channel continues to grow. So, for starters, this section right here was purely dedicated to a video. All these plain OG clones right here, they're actually, I made them by hand in a video called something along the lines of, I made a clone army from scratch, and I made them in 7 days. And that video performed well, and I actually ended up profiting from that video. And I got these clones to put in my army as well. So that is not uncommon for YouTubers to have that happen where they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to invest money into this video and buy clones in the video and still make money off of that video. That's not uncommon from what I can tell in the LEGO space. And also another reason that I have this large of a customs collection is all of these guys back here. This back right base plate right here. This is all minifigures that I am selling on my website. So they are in my possession right now, but at any given moment, someone can buy them. I made these purely to sell to other people. Now, these other minifigures, that doesn't mean, oh yeah, these other minifigures Micah got for really expensive, and it really doesn't mean that, because some of these might have been featured in other videos too. Some of them I might have gotten like really good deals on them. I don't know. There's a lot of like atypical reasons why I have these clones right here. So I just wanted to make that known. And so that's already two main things that kind of make at least my experience a lot different than a lot of other people's experiences building clone armies. Like, for example, took me 15 years to build that army, and I used a lot of those minifigures for my business and for other clone related videos that I also made a profit on, at least most of them, hopefully. And then another reason is connections, which I kind of dabbled on that a little bit already, but connections, it's not just exclusive for me, like getting custom minifigures for discounted prices. This goes for official clones as well. I'm not as big into like getting official clones for cheaper. Like, not a lot of people let me know about those deals, but I almost guarantee, like, there's probably 90% chance that some of the bigger YouTubers out there, they probably have bought like bulk deals for really cheap from some people because they just have good connections in the Lego space, because they just have a larger influence and they're just able to do that. Like more than some other people who, I mean, maybe you have like a few IRL friends who like you could buy their collections off of them, but it's not like a sustainable, like, oh, I can just buy off of this person repeatedly who's like a big, like, I don't know, seller who just gives me discounts for some reason. I don't know. Because they have a lot of connections. And another thing is, especially this is just for the larger YouTubers, not like people like me, because I'm not making a lot of money off of YouTube. I am making a profit on like some of my videos, but that doesn't mean I'm making a lot of profit. Okay, I want to clarify that. But some YouTubers are making a lot more than the typical person makes per year. So that is another reason why they have just more money for their collection. May seem like a bit like basic, but that's just something that I think is worth mentioning as well. And some people buy them for investments as well. Like some people might just buy like a large amount of X minifigure for just the purpose of reselling in the future, or they might buy a small amount of a really expensive minifigure, and that's just for reselling purposes, and it makes their clone army look really, really cool. Like when you click on the video, you see, oh my gosh, they have 10 of these very rare minifigures that go for like $100 a piece. They might be buying that for resale value. That is like, that's not a for sure thing. It depends on the person, but some people do that. And so there's a lot of reasons behind why armies are larger for like influencers and stuff. So the purpose of this video is to make sure that you are content with what you have, because I mean, I know it's like kind of, you could call it hypocritical coming from someone who has like an army of 1,000 minifigures. But like I said, I did start in a position where I was starting from scratch. Okay, like you look back to this video right here, that's where I was 3 years ago, it looks like 2021. So I mean, that's kind of where I started posting on YouTube, and I'm not gonna lie, I was comparing myself to other like Lego YouTubers who were a lot larger than me and had larger clone armies, and I didn't really know a lot of these factors existed. So the lesson of this video is to be content with what you have, because there are a lot of factors to why YouTubers just, and not just YouTubers, influencers as well, just may have larger clone armies than is typical. And I'd also like to emphasize the point that Like on my Discord server, for example, you can go to what's the channel called? I think it's called Mocks and Armies. You can just go there and post your own army. You can look at other people's armies and see what the average clone army looks like, because because on YouTube you don't see the average. You see the top of the top. You see the highest of the bars on YouTube. And it might be a little bit unhealthy to kind of be consuming that too much, because it takes you out of reality. And that goes for a lot of things other than just clone army building. I hope this helps you to be more content, not just with your clone army, but with a lot of other things in life. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay positive and stay content, and have a great day. See you guys later.